20-year-old Filipino tennis star Alex Eala has sent Melbourne Park crowds into an absolute frenzy. We'll go live to Ollie Haig, who's in Garden Square for us this evening. Ollie.
Alex just cracked the top 40 in the world. Let that sink in for a second. And Dubai isn't just welcoming her, they're rolling out the red carpet. The Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships has assembled one of the deepest fields in women's tennis all year, with 18 of the top 20 players in the world showing up, and Alex is right there in the draw with them. Aryna Sabalenka, Elena Rybakina, the very best on the planet. And yet, the reception Alex is getting in Dubai completely over the top in the best possible way. 12 months ago, she was ranked 139th, a 20-year-old from the Philippines, still finding her footing on tour. Now, she's walking into one of the most prestigious WTA 1000 events in the world as a legitimate top 40 player. That journey didn't happen by accident. And today we're going to break down exactly how she got here. But before we do, drop a comment below. Did you see Alex's rise into the top 40 coming, or did she catch you completely off guard? I'm genuinely curious because this story is one of the more remarkable ones I've covered in a while. Let's set the scene in Dubai first, because the field there is absolutely stacked. We're not talking about a mid-tier tournament with a handful of stars. We're talking 18 of the top 20 players in the world under one roof. World number 1, Aryna Sabalenka, is there. Elena Rybakina, who just claimed the Australian Open title barely a month ago, is there. This isn't a situation where Alex is a big fish in a small pond. She has earned her seat at the biggest table in women's tennis. Now, the lead up to Dubai wasn't perfect. At the Qatar Open in Doha, she ran into Czech qualifier Teresa Valenta in the round of 64 and dropped the match 6-1, 7-6. Not the result she was hoping for, obviously. But here's what I always say about tennis. You're not going to win every single match. The question is whether you're trending in the right direction overall. And when you look at Alex's last 12 months, the trend couldn't be clearer. The numbers are genuinely wild. From 139 in the world to the top 40 in just 1 year. That's nearly 100 spots climbed in 12 months. Something most professional players never accomplish in their entire careers. Most people who dedicate their lives to this sport never break into the top 50. Alex did it in a year, then kept going. That kind of rise doesn't come from luck. It comes from talent meeting hard work, meeting the right opportunities. And when you trace her results, the consistency jumps right out at you. She reached the semifinals in Auckland, New Zealand. Solid competition at that WTA event. Then she made the quarterfinals in Manila, which was extra special because it was her home tournament, with Filipino fans packing the stadium to cheer her on. And just last week, another quarterfinal in Abu Dhabi, semis, quarters at 3 consecutive events. That is not someone bouncing in and out of good form. That is someone who has figured out how to compete week after week at a high level. That consistency is exactly what separates a genuine tour threat from someone who just has a good week here and there. After the loss in Doha, Alex posted on social media, "I'm so grateful to everyone who always supports me and the sport. You all motivate me every single day. No excuses, no bitterness, just gratitude and a forward-looking mindset." That kind of emotional maturity is going to serve her incredibly well as her career develops. A lot of talented players struggle to bounce back mentally after a tough loss. Alex is already showing she knows how to move on. And what she's moving on to is Dubai, which is celebrating its 26th edition this year. The women's draw runs February 15th through 21, so it's happening right now. This tournament has been a fixture on the calendar for over 2.5 decades. Top-tier facilities, serious prize money, significant ranking points, global media coverage. A deep run in Dubai can genuinely change the trajectory of a player's career. And Alex gets to make her debut there at the exact moment her confidence should be sky-high from breaking into the top 40. She is not going to Dubai just to soak up the experience. She's not going there to survive a round or two and call it a success. She's going there to compete, to test her game against the best players in the world and prove she belongs among them. And there's no reason to doubt she can make some noise. She has already beaten opponents who were considered heavy favorites over her. She has already shown she can win the big points. Her 2025 schedule alone tells you how far she's come. Her Australian Open main draw debut, one of the 4 Grand Slams, the most prestigious events in the sport. That's a milestone just to reach. On top of that, she won the Melbourne Kooyong Classic exhibition, showing she can close out matches under pressure. Before the season is even a quarter of the way through, she's already racked up quarterfinal and semifinal appearances, a Grand Slam main draw, an exhibition title, and a top 40 ranking. If she sustains this pace through the rest of the year, a top 15 or even top 20 finish is absolutely within reach. That's not hype. That's just math. What makes Alex's story resonate beyond the results, though, is the way she's being embraced wherever she goes. Filipino fans around the world have fully claimed her as one of their own. When she plays in Manila, the stadium fills with people who came specifically to watch her. When she plays anywhere else in the world, Filipino flags appear in the stands and the cheering section follows. That kind of passionate support has to fuel her every time she walks on the court. And now Dubai is adding their own warmth to the welcome. She's earning that reception. Tournament directors want her at their events because she brings fans, she brings attention, and she delivers competitive tennis. Dubai went out of their way to build one of the strongest fields in recent memory. 18 of the top 20 in the world because they take their events seriously. And Alex is in that draw not as a wild card, not as a qualifier who snuck in, but as a top 40 player who earned her ranking points fair and square. Think about what top 40 actually means. There are thousands of professional women's tennis players on this planet. Thousands of people who wake up every morning and dedicate their lives to this sport. If you're in the top 40, you are genuinely one of the 40 best in the world. You're getting direct entry into the biggest tournaments. You're competing for life-changing prize money. You're recognized on tour as a legitimate force. And Alex is doing all of this at 20 years old. She's not a veteran who finally broke through after a decade of grinding. She's just getting started. Her best tennis almost certainly hasn't arrived yet. So, what is her ceiling? If she's already top 40 at 20, what does 25-year-old Alex look like? Top 10, top 5, Grand Slam champion? Those aren't ridiculous questions. Those are real possibilities if she keeps developing at this rate. The foundation she's built is no accident either. She spent 6 years at the Rafa Nadal Academy in Spain. 6 years immersed in a culture built around excellence, surrounded by coaches who shaped one of the greatest players in the history of the sport. The habits, the mindset, the competitive edge, those things were ingrained in her over the better part of a decade. We're seeing the results of that investment now. And don't forget, in 2022, she became the first Filipino player ever to win a junior Grand Slam singles title, taking the US Open Girls Championship. That moment put her on the map globally. But junior success and professional success are completely different things. The jump from the junior circuit to the pros is brutal, and plenty of junior stars never figure it out at the senior level. Alex didn't just figure it out, she's thriving. The loss to the qualifier in Doha, that's just tennis. On any given day, a qualifier can beat a top 40 player if the conditions are right. What matters is what you do next. Alex said thank you to her fans and turned the page immediately to Dubai. That's the mindset of someone who is going to keep climbing. Dubai runs February 15th through 21 and every win she picks up adds ranking points and prize money. She's already proven she can reach quarterfinals at this level of competition. The question is how far she can push it this time. The Filipino community in the Middle East is large and passionate. So even in Dubai, she won't be lacking for support. She walks in as a recognizable name, a tournament-worthy draw, a player that fans actively want to watch. Following the women's draw, the ATP 500 men's event takes over from February 23rd to 28th. Dubai is cementing itself as a true global tennis hub and having Alex make her debut there while she's riding this wave of momentum. Breaking into the top 40 full of confidence makes for a perfect storyline for everyone involved. Earlier this year, Alex said this season is all about dreaming big. That's the right way to look at it. The top 40 is wonderful, but it's not the finish line. Why not the top 30? Why not the top 20? Why not a Grand Slam quarterfinal, a WTA title, or something even bigger? Her semifinal and quarterfinal runs this season already show the game to compete for trophies, not just participate in draws. Alex has already proven she belongs on this tour. Now she gets to show Dubai exactly what that looks like. There you have it. Alex just made her first appearance in the top 40 in the world, and Dubai is celebrating that at one of the most star-studded tournaments on the circuit. From 139 to the top 40 in a single year. It's a remarkable achievement. And if you believe she's just getting started, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. And leave me a comment. How high do you think she goes by the end of the year? The end of the year.